Does God exist? I can't think of a more important question that anyone can ask. And given that, it's important to note that over the centuries, philosophers and theologians have wrestled with that question and have come up with a number of arguments for God's existence. Perhaps one of the most famous is known as the cosmological argument. What exactly is the cosmological argument? I'm joined today by Christian scholar Dr. Travis Campbell to help unpack that question. Travis, what is the cosmological argument?
The cosmological argument is really a family of arguments.
So there's not a single argument?
There's not a single argument. That's one of the most important misunderstandings that critics of the argument have when they analyze the cosmological argument. They think that in attacking one, they've destroyed all cosmological type reasoning. But since there's more than one type of argument, you have to focus specific criticisms to attack each one, or else one of them may still remain standing. And the cosmological argument in general, just the broadest understanding of it, is to understand it as the cosmological argument. It's an argument based on causes and effects. And the cosmological argument is simply saying that because the universe is an effect, it needs a cause. So the cosmological argument reasons from finite effects to an infinite cause, or contingent reality to a necessary being, or from a beginning of the universe to a creator of the universe.
Okay, so what are some of the more common or widely known cosmological arguments then?
Well, in our day, there are three that are being debated in the literature. One is known as the Leibnizian cosmological argument, named after G.W.F. Leibniz, who is famous for asking this question: why is there something rather than nothing?
Okay, I've heard that question.
Yes, and his answer is that everything has to have a sufficient reason, and so the universe has its sufficient reason in the being of God. The next cosmological argument that's being debated in society or among academics is called the Thomistic cosmological argument. And that is, of course, the product of the mind of Thomas Aquinas. And his argument actually has its roots in the thinking of Aristotle. And he actually offered three kinds of arguments himself, but the one that most scholars are attracted to is called the argument from contingent being. He reasoned that because a contingent thing must have a cause, and because you can't have an infinite series of such things, there must be some uncaused cause sustaining those contingent realities. And then the third type of cosmological argument is called the Kalam cosmological argument. It was first offered by a Christian philosopher, but very soon Muslim theologians and philosophers took it over and developed it. And of the three arguments for God's existence that are cosmological in nature, it's the one argument that tries to show that the universe had a beginning. And so it's a very simple argument, and it's being made popular today by William Lane Craig, as well as Hugh Ross at Reasons to Believe, and it goes like this: whatever begins to exist needs a cause. The universe began to exist, and therefore the universe needs a cause. The other two arguments actually assume that the universe has always been here, and they try to show that God exists anyway.